You can call us directly at 770-837-0383. Uni Media. Broadcast yourself today. Call us directly at 770-837-0383. Uni Media. Broadcast yourself today.
And we've almost lost Detroit this time.
Raindrops drip, drop. Clouds seem to loom over my head, and I don't know if it's just me or not. But these dreams that I've got seem way too far ahead for me to reach them. But I am someone people depend on. Media will set trends on. The leader of this new harmonic grid that you're hearing. It's when joy meets ether, a depressionary leader, but a leader nonetheless. Follow me, people. We're the rain.
Yo, you know what I mean? If you're trying to flip a house, you know who to call. I mean, take care of it. Money Milena, Milena the boss. Money Milena, you call 470-290-8650. Got your roots up. Money Milena, the boss. Money Milena, you call 470-290-8650. Got your roots up. If you're selling your house, just set up the lane, we'll figure it out. We'll put the amount, we'll put up the value, we'll show it around. 470-290-8650. Got your roots up. Money Milena, she get you set up. English to Spanish, you get it taken care of. Get it sold. If it's new or old, how to soak with a phone for that work. Money Milena, the boss. Money Milena, you call 470-290-8650. Cut it roads up. Money Milena, the boss. Money Milena, you call 470-290-8650. Cut it roads up.
Several healthcare facilities in Wuhan and Hebei province in China reported clusters of patients with pneumonia of an unknown cause. Similarly to patients with SARS and MERS, these patients showed symptoms of viral pneumonia, including fever, cough, and chest discomfort, and in severe cases, dyspnea and bilateral lung infiltration. Among the first 27 documented hospitalized patients, most cases were epidemiologically linked to Hunan seafood wholesale market, a wet market located in downtown Wuhan, which sells not only seafood, but also live animals, including poultry and wildlife. The outbreak of COVID-19 in China reached an epidemic peak in February. To control COVID-19, China implemented unprecedentedly strict public health measures. Owing to the measures, the daily number of new cases in China started to decrease steadily. The high transmission efficacy of SARS-CoV-2 and the abundance of international travel enabled rapid worldwide spread of COVID-19. And according to the COVID-19 dashboard of the Center for System Science and Engineering at Johns Hopkins University, as of the 11th of August in 2020, 216 countries and regions from all 6 continents had reported more than 20 million cases of COVID-19 and more than 733,000 patients had died. Although genetic evidence suggests that SARS-CoV-2 is a natural virus that likely originated in animals, there is no conclusion yet about when and where the virus first entered humans. A new National Institute of Health analysis of more than 24,000 stored blood samples reveals that SARS-CoV-2 antibodies in 9 participants in 5 states as early as January the 7th in 2020, indicating that COVID-19 was in the country weeks before the CDC announced the first U.S. case on January 21st. Because the IgG antibodies aren't detected until about 2 weeks after infection, the findings date the exposure of the late December, although whether the participants were infected in the United States or abroad is unknown. Antibody testing of blood samples helps us better understand the spread of SARS-CoV-2 in the U.S. Now, the study part of the NIH's All of Us research program was published today in the Clinical Infectious Disease article. The findings are similar to those of the November 3rd, 2020 CDC study in the same journal that identified coronavirus antibodies in blood samples of 7,389 American Red Cross blood donors in those 9 states as early as December 2019. In the NIH study, the researchers evaluated those samples collected from adults 18 and older in all 50 states from January the 2nd to March 18, 2020. Using one of 2 enzyme-linked immunosubordinate assays of the blood samples, the repeated the test using the other assay in the case of the positive results. The 9 participants from outside of the COVID hotspots of Seattle, New York, which are thought to be the primary sites of coronavirus entry into the United States, tested positive for antibodies. They resided in Illinois, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. While studying constantly, a solution to this pandemic began to emerge. mRNA technology was on the rise, but with much anticipated speculation. Noisemakers began antagonizing the scientific community and its ability to do its job. A fight pursued on social media and that had become the battleground for this misinformation campaign. With no viable solution to ending this pandemic, vaccine hesitancy began to settle in. Herbal remedies would be adopted, but with consequences. With all the confusion going on, misinformation inspired me to write this book. And over the course of the past few years, almost everything I've learned will help you understand what SARS-CoV-2 taught me.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Urban Economic Empowerment Show. Make sure you guys get in. You like the show, you share the show, and definitely make sure you subscribe to my channel. Let me make sure I share the video. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to my channel. 2021, I am going to put some videos up, some short videos to help you guys along the way with some of the information that you need to know. So I'm going to work on that for like the next 2 weeks. This will be my last show. Well, maybe one of these will be last shows of the year. We'll see how it works out, how it all works out. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay. All right. So there's the link. Make sure you subscribe. So I'm gonna start the show off this way, and so some people will probably join in after the fact, and we'll see what happens. So, for in the year, for those of you all who have started businesses in 2020, or maybe you started your business in 2019, or maybe you've been in business for a while, okay, and you are interested in the area of contractual services, maybe grants, any of those different avenues, okay? I'm going to walk through my website and let you know what and let you know what areas you need to make sure that you have lined up, because of course this is the time of year you get prepared for tax season. All right. So if you haven't already done so, if you haven't all year, you haven't put your business in order, then you need to start thinking about it or getting someone to assist you to make that happen. Okay? Because it's going to be that important. The form, it's going to be a little different because due to the pandemic, the CARES Act, and a lot of funding that came out, whether it was from SBA or maybe you received funds from another lender, or you possibly have to get some private investors. Some things may be different for you this year. So, what are your responsibilities? What do you need to look at? Where do you need to go first? All right. So I'm gonna kind of use my website as the opportunity to uh, share with everyone where what you should kind of start getting in order, because if they pass a stimulus bill and the bill has opportunities like the last bill, right? Maybe you have the opportunity to get PPP again. Maybe the EDIL or the ELDI is available. Maybe some of the lenders have some opportunities. There's a lot of celebrities who put money out there. You're going to have all of this information in order. Okay? So I'll start with my website. At the front page is kind of my capability statement. So you notice at the top, automatically you see, I have my contact number, but you see that I have a cage code and I have a DUNS number. So if you started a business, the cage code is relevant in that if you're going to do any type of government contracting, whether it is local, state, city, county, federal, you're going to do any of those, they're going to want you to have a cage code. The reason is because the administrative data that SAMs request from you, that's how you get paid. It has a lot of certifications and representation information in there. It tells you all about your responsibility as a contractor. All right? That has to get renewed annually. So if you haven't already, look at your case, go to the, so if you're going to, what you need to be doing, you need to go to beta, beta.sam.gov website, okay? And then you need to search, you need to go here, or you click there where it says Sam's. I'm already on the site, hold on. Sign in, and then you need to search your company, put in your ID and password. If you don't remember, it is usually the email that you use to start your business, okay? So when you sign in, if you haven't already done your SAMs, then this is where you go to create an account, all right? And you go here to find out if your company is registered. You may be familiar with the old website, sam.gov. Okay, here, right, where you log in, or you can search records here, or you can check your status here. Okay, just make sure you go and you update annually. So that's the SAMS registration. It's important because you have to put in your financial institution information in the system, and that financial institution does that's the account number and router number they normally use. So you got to make sure it's updated, especially on the federal side. On the state, city, and county side, they may ask you when you're submitting and you're getting a contract. They may ask you for a W-9. Go to the website, search your North America, not no your NAICS codes. Sometimes you be getting in some businesses and you don't even know how it identifies your business, right? So you could go here, and if you stroll down in this list and you drill down in this list, each of these codes right here, these first 2-digit codes identify an industry, and in the industry it drills down into specifics, okay? And so you need to find yours, whatever or what's close to whatever you're dealing with. When contracts or grants come out and they ask you for your NAICS code is specific to those NAICS codes, you will automatically have those. Those go on your capability statement, right? So depending on what you're into is what you put the NAICS code, right? Let's say, let me see, if, okay, so I put in investing, right? So let's say I was doing something investing. It says individual investing financial contracts on own account. So if you were someone who your business was was a trader, investing trader, this would be your NAICS code. Okay, so you'll make sure that you actually have that information. All right. If you was a lot of people who have a lot of knowledge getting up there in age and they want to offer their information, they're acting as a consultant, look at all the different types of consultants that you can be. Okay, so these are the NAICS codes. So that's how you derive. And you want to search and go through the entire list to make sure you select all the NAICS codes that applies to your business, and you don't have to go back and do this. Okay, and then you got the name of your company, how to be contacted. All right, and so boom, my very first page is a capability statement. Why? Because I solicit mainly business to governmental agencies. So automatically upfront, they know exactly what I'm into and if I'm qualified. Okay, when I get into doing things for other people, this is my scope of work. This is what I'm interested in. This is what I would like to do. Okay, so my website is very simple. All right, and so for those of you out there, you do this little very high speed crafted, that's fine. But I just keep mine simple and get straight to the point. And guess what? I get my point across, and I'm saying exactly what I'm interested in doing. So when someone asks, "Hey Mo, what do you do?" Bam, there it is, right there. Straightforward, straight to the point. I'm not trying to do anything outside of that. You don't see anywhere on here where it says I write grants. You don't see anywhere on here where it says I write proposals. You don't see anywhere on here where it says I bid for other people. It says that I'll help you with your certification applications. I'll help you build a checklist for writing and do market research for solicitations. And it says I will train, okay, on these specific topics. All right. I know a lot of people want me to do a whole lot of things based on the knowledge. I'm not interested in that. This is all I'm interested in doing right here. That's it. Okay. Bam. How I can be contacted. Now, at some point, I'm going to finish my little paraphernalia on my site. Anyways, these are some past events. All right. So, boom. That's the first thing. All right. So make sure you check with your state and see if your state has an annual filing. If your state has an annual filing, you need to file that state. Okay, you need to make sure you're filing that state. All right. And if you got a business license, you need to file your business license. You need to file your business person and property taxes. All of that matters. All right. And some states give you a discount on your business license if you file it in January or if you file online. So again, SAM's registration needs to be renewed. Whatever state that you're in, you need to find out if they have an annual filing. So if I went here and I Googled states with annual filing fees, and make sure you go to the Secretary of State. Don't be using anything that comes in the mail, because sometimes people be tricking you. All right, so let's see. It says LLC filing fees in all 50 states. So let's look it up. Let's see what they got. Here we go. Bam. So this site, I think, has all the filing fees. Here we go. So here are the filing fees, and it'll tell you if your state has an annual filing fees, okay, or when that filing fee actually is in effect. So as you can see here, like Alabama, their filing fee, the annual filing fee is $100 every year. But Alaska, their annual filing fee is $100 every 2 years. So it's going to depend on the year you were incorporated, right? California, annual filing fee is $800 every year plus $20 every 2 years. Okay, so you can't go off of what someone else has, right? You have to go off of what your state, where your state is incorporated, domestically incorporated. So if you look down the list, it'll show you all the states that actually has an annual filing fee and that amount. All right. Some states have zero filing fee, but they have an information report that must be filed every year. Okay, so you need to be informed of that. Missouri has no annual filing fee, no report. Okay? So every state is different. So when you're talking to your buddies and they may say, I don't have an annual filing fee, that doesn't mean it doesn't apply to you. South Carolina, no fee, no information report unless an LLC is taxed as an S Corp. So if you're in South Carolina and you actually have an S Corp, you need to contact Secretary of State because you have some responsibilities here annually. All right? And keep the party rolling. Okay? So you could just Google that information. That's annual filings. All right? And then, of course, your business licenses are at your business centers. Okay, so now let's talk about, all right, now you got your filings. Let's talk about the big one. These taxes. Now, I'm not going to go into actual taxes, but I'm probably going to do a tax return before the end of the year or the very beginning of the year. But let's talk about 2020. Let's talk about 2020 tax. Let's talk about 2020 tax deductions. Let's do that first. All right, let's hit it like that, and we'll just pull out some information, kind of give you some understanding. And I'll use Investopedia. Okay, so the tax table is broken down just a little bit different, and some people just kind of just doesn't really understand it. Hey, again, I want to say thank you all for tuning in to the Urban Economic Empowerment Show. Make sure you guys like the show. Make sure you guys go out and subscribe to my channel. I need about 325 people subscribed, and if you've already subscribed, I greatly appreciate your subscription. And I want to thank you for liking the show. If you're watching out there on, if you're watching out there on Facebook, hey, listen, make sure you go to I want to say thank you all for tuning in to the Urban Economic Empowerment Show. Make sure you guys like the show. Make sure you guys go out and subscribe to my channel. I need about 325 people subscribed. And if you've already subscribed, I greatly appreciate your subscription. And I want to thank you for liking the show. If you're watching out there on, if you're watching out there on Facebook, hey, listen, make sure you go. Hey, again, I want to say thank you all for tuning in to the Urban Economic Empowerment Show. Make sure you guys like the show. Make sure you guys go out and subscribe to my channel. I need about 325 people subscribed. And if you've already subscribed, I greatly appreciate your subscription. And I want to thank you for liking the show. If you're watching out there on, if you're watching out there on Facebook, hey, listen, make sure you go. Hey, again, I want to say thank you all for tuning in to the Urban Economic Empowerment Show. Make sure you guys like the show. Make sure you guys go out and subscribe to my channel. I need about 325 people subscribed. And if you've already subscribed, I greatly appreciate your subscription. And I want to thank you for liking the show. If you're watching out there on, if you're watching out there on Facebook, hey, listen, make sure you go. Hey, again, I want to say thank you all for tuning in to the Urban Economic Empowerment Show. Make sure you guys like the show. Make sure you guys go out and subscribe to my channel. I need about 325 people subscribed. And if you've already subscribed, I